Bimini constituency say they still don't know who they'll cast their ballots for. Our coverage of the upcoming by-election straight ahead. Plus, the race for PLP chairman heats up just days away from the official vote at the party's upcoming convention. The incumbent telling supporters the winner must have the leader's support. And a pathway to zero carbon. How larger cruise ships running on cleaner fuel will now be able to fuel up in the Bahamas. Then at our news at 7:30, the F&M chairman says the country needs answers about the Prime Minister's involvement with FTX as the jury in a New York fraud case now in deliberation. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. It appears some registered voters in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency are still undecided about who they will cast their ballots for in the upcoming by-election. Our news is in the West Grand Bahama community this week, and this morning we spoke with a number of residents who said they were unsure about who would be the best representative for the area. Philip Roll is one of them. He told us he isn't impressed with the candidates vying for the seat.
I can't tell you who I'm going to vote for. Even the party that I vote for, that I normally vote for, they do the same thing. Okay? And the community where I live in Homestrock, in a small community. I have never seen the government does nothing for the community. If they do, it takes ages for something to finish. Take a look at the school where they're building on Homestrock. It's a shame. It's a shame for that to take so long to build.
Alfred Mitchell, another resident we spoke to in that community, was more than happy, though, to share who will get his vote.
For Jesus Christ. Lord, yeah. That's the man you vote for. You can't change your vote for him. So you can change your vote for any man. Well, for me, I don't change vote for PLP and F&M for the years I've been around. So I've been PLP for 5 years. I mean 5 years, for 5 times, and F&M for 5 times. So whoever I don't like, I just switch.
All right, be sure and stay tuned for our news at 7:30. Our Talia Hall, she's got a full story coming out of West Grand Bahama. Meanwhile, Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Fred Mitchell suggesting if the Prime Minister does not support the winner of the upcoming run for chairman, the person would struggle to carry out his or her duties. Mitchell was speaking at a PLP branch meeting in Fox Hill Wednesday night when he said the chairman is just an agent of the leader. It comes days ahead of a chairmanship race at the PLP convention, where Mitchell will go head-to-head with Deputy Chairman Robin Lyons and former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson. During his address, which was live-streamed on Facebook, Mitchell went on to say the chairman must be someone the leader wants.
I think it was 81 or 82, where one of my friends defeated the then Prime Minister on the floor. And for 1 year, he became chairman, but could do nothing. Nothing happened. He was totally frozen out of the decision making. That's the way the party is structured. And so anyone who thinks otherwise, if you get advice from the leader of the party that says, I do not want you to run, then you know that you're in problems if you go ahead and run.
Now, some party insiders tell our news some PLPs want to unseat Mitchell. Things within the party reached a boiling point during the nomination process for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini seat when some supporters disagreed with the selection of Kingsley Smith, who crossed over from the F&M. Meantime, Mitchell detailing some responsibilities of the chairman.
So you got a new constitution, you have a chair that understands his role and executes the role flawlessly, if I may say so myself. Never scared of anybody, not shy about responding, being the punching bag for the party, because that's the role that you've taken on. So things are going smoothly. We're in midterm. What is the reason people would want to switch in mid?
All right, to see that story again, head over to ournews.bs. Beginning next year, large cruise vessels running on cleaner fuel, specifically liquefied natural gas, LNG, will now be able to refuel here in the Bahamas. Jamila Mizik has more on today's announcement.
In the next several months, mega cruise ships running on liquefied natural gas or LNG will now be able to receive bunkering services right here in the Bahamas. It's all thanks to a partnership between Bahamian-owned company Elnet Lightering, a subsidiary of Elnet Maritime, and Eagle LNG Partners based in Houston, Texas. Eagle LNG President Sean Lalani explains the benefits of switching to LNG.
Immediately, it reduces the carbon emissions of a ship by approximately 30%. That's almost instantly. In addition, LNG provides a pathway to zero carbon, the future that we all know needs to happen, and we're all hopeful and optimistic does happen over the next several decades.
President and CEO of Elnet Maritime and Elnet Lightering, Albert Hepburn, says, in paying attention to the needs of their stakeholders, there was an uptick in the demand for LNG bunkering services.
LNG is the future. It is indeed a cleaner solution. And with a country with its pristine waters like the Bahamas, to date, it is the best solution.
Energy and Transport Minister JoBeth Colby Davis also on hand for today's announcement, saying the signing represents a significant step forward for the country's maritime industry, as it will assist in forging environmentally responsible maritime solutions.
Our ship registry here in the Bahamas is one of the largest in the world for the LNG sector by gross tonnage. And as we continue to see growth in our LNG fleet, this partnership will serve to increase the attractiveness of our registry and strengthen our nation's position as a front runner in LNG bunkering.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jamila Missick.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Jamila. And speaking about zero carbon, our Sustainability First segment is back tonight. Be sure and stay tuned for that. We've got a focus on how to recycle your Halloween costumes. Much more to get to tonight. It's time now, though, for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Wendy. Happy Thursday evening, everybody. A breezy and windy day around the islands. Most of the islands, actually. Cloudy conditions still on the outside. Temperatures rather comfortable. They got into the low 80s, 78 right now outside our studios. The winds are really whipping out there northeast at 28 miles per hour, and they are gusting high at times. But it's making it feel like a very comfortable 76 on the outside. Right now it's 73, rather cool, 73 in Freeport, 76 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. We pick up 77s in Alistown, Bimini, and in Great Harbor Key. Nicholstown, Andros, 78 with some showers nearby. Over in Governor's Harbor, you guys are 79. 79, Kemps Bay, and in Coburn Town, San Salvador. 80 in Arthurstown, Cat Island. A pair of 81s in Georgetown and Deadman's Key. And you guys also have some showers in the vicinity and into the southeast Bahamas. 83 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, and in Abrahams Bay. Showers near the Duncantown, Ragged Island area. 82 in Colonel Hill, Cricket Island. And another pair of 84s. Providencial, Strix and Caicos Islands, and Matthewtown, Inagua. You guys are 84 at this hour. Sideline radar composite showing most of the cloud activity across the central and southeast Bahamas, but we still have some clouds behind the front. The front is actually slowing down across the central Bahamas, and that moisture, that stiff northeasterly winds picking up some moisture off the Atlantic, and that is providing us with some clouds, as well as some quick moving showers. Most of the activity now into the Florida Straits. Front is expected to slow down across the southeast Bahamas, but that high pressure system will remain in charge of our weather. That's going to continue to provide us with some very strong winds for at least another day before things start to settle down. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, opposition to Wendy's opening a restaurant on Paradise Island, not stopping the fast food chain. Find out where you can get those hot fries and never frozen burgers on your next visit to PI. And CBL Group bids farewell to PS PEP participants. How the program to help differently abled employees thrive has impacted us all. Plus, Sustainability First is back tonight with a spooky spotlight. Find out the scary statistics on Halloween waste and how you can help recycle when Our News returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having Business in a Box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead.
If you cross the bridge today, then you may have noticed this familiar logo. Wendy's Bahamas has officially opened on Paradise Island. The hot fries and never frozen beef burger maker is now operating from a food truck, at least for now. Our News dropped by today. We met several customers sharing their excitement.
Well, Ireland, they really need this right there, because sometimes you have to go across the road, like on Nassau, on Bay Street, to go get some food. So there's a big jump right there for us.
It's really good to have Wendy's here because it's affordable to the poor people like myself. Also, some of the guests would want to eat light. Instead of eating a $30 burger, they can eat a $10 burger. So it's really good and convenient that Wendy's is here. Finally, here.
All right, now the opening comes after much opposition to the notion of a Wendy's restaurant being opened on Paradise Island, particularly from Atlantis. Atlantis executives asserting the concern was never over competition, but rather the contradiction with branding and vision of the island on an idyllic and luxurious location. But despite the pushback, residents say they believe the move is good.
It's not every day we work on the street. When we can find somebody a vendor around selling food, we have to go over the bridge and buy food. That's gas and bridge token twice a day. So it's really good.
Well, for the last 52 weeks, a cohort of participants from the Public Service Professional Engagement Program, PSPEP, have been working various roles within the Cable Bahamas group of companies. And now the program has come to an end, but it's left its mark on the participants, workers, and the company. Alive CEO John Gomez attending the event, where he encouraged them to take with them what they learned on the job and apply it to everyday life.
When we say people are disabled, they have different strengths, and we have to understand and appreciate that and to recognize that. And so many of you who have been here, you aren't just sitting here, you are physically contributing to the business operation. And I thank you for that. And this is only something that we were hoping that we would have been able to achieve that. And I think when you talk to a number of the supervisors and the leaders who were part of the journey, they will tell you that you all contributed, not just sat and were here on a daily basis, but you contributed. And so as you continue your journey beyond today, guys, we hope that we've given you an experience for yourselves to even make you more confident in your abilities.
CBL Vice President of Human Resources, Ed Duncombe, reflecting on the impact the program has had on Cable Bahamas Group. Duncombe says he hopes that the impact of the program can extend beyond its 52-week duration, and says that bringing the often overlooked demographic into the workforce can actually highlight new possibilities.
this program has impacted Cable Bahamas Limited group of companies in many positive ways. I would say first and foremost is that we were able to allow members of the community to join us with their amazing gifts and talents that caused us to be very successful over the past 52 weeks. It also helped us to realize that we are always embracing upon diversity, inclusion, and a lot of our employees, they had open arms, as this program was launched, and we had a great, rewarding time. We're all about business results, and we realize that a team is very unique, it's very dynamic, and it can be extremely diverse, and so the impact was great for us.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the Israeli-Hamas conflict continues. This as Hamas says 9,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza. Plus, Shell posts a more than $6 billion profit as oil prices rise again. And from the region, the United Nations urges the U.S. to lift its Cuba sanctions and embargo. We'll tell you the 31-year fight when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says more than 9,000 people have been killed in the Strip since October 7. Israel has bombarded the area with airstrikes after Hamas killed more than 1,400 people in Israel and kidnapped more than 200 others. Israel's military says it's targeting Hamas infrastructure, including tunnels and rocket launchers, and trying to minimize civilian deaths. Responding to a heckler during a speech, U.S. President Joe Biden said there should be a pause in fighting to facilitate the release of hostages. Meanwhile, oil and gas giant Shell has posted strong profits helped by oil prices rising again. The energy giant reported earnings of $6.2 billion between July and September. That's up sharply over the previous quarter. Profits were down from $9.4 billion in the same period last year when Russia's invasion of Ukraine caused a spike in oil and gas prices. Earlier this week, the World Bank warned the conflict in the Middle East could push the price of crude oil up to $150 a barrel compared to $85 today. A former street gang leader pleaded not guilty Thursday to orchestrating a drive-by shooting that killed Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas in 1996. Dwayne Keith Davis from Southern California is the only person still alive who was in the vehicle from which shots were fired and the only person ever charged with a crime in the case. The 60-year-old was arrested on September 29th outside a home in the Henderson suburb and remains in jail without bail. Shakur is largely considered one of the most influential and versatile rappers of all time. And finally, the United Nations General Assembly voted overwhelmingly Thursday to condemn the American economic embargo of Cuba for a 31st straight year. A vote on the resolution in the 193-member General Assembly tied the record for support for the Caribbean island nation. The vote was 187 in favor, with the United States and Israel opposed and Ukraine abstaining. The embargo was imposed in 1960 following the revolution led by Fidel Castro. Cuban Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez urged the Assembly before the vote to support, quote, reason and justice. Well, Halloween, it may be over, but there are some scary statistics on the waste created by the world's most widely recognized dress-up day. Our Marlena Leonard has details on how you can reduce your Halloween waste in tonight's Sustainability First.
Bahamas First, putting sustainability first for our people and our environment. What's first for you and the planet comes first for us.
The spooky season has come to an end. The candies have been devoured, decorations are going back up into attics, and now comes the question, what on earth do I do with this costume? For many people, the answer is often, throw it away. But the only thing scarier than the costumes we saw on Halloween night is the impact Halloween waste from costumes we've only worn once can have on the environment. A study by Fairyland Trust found that just one UK Halloween season produces over 2,000 tons of plastic waste made up of only Halloween costumes. The Trust says this is equivalent by weight of waste plastic to 83 million Coca-Cola bottles. But of course, that reality doesn't just happen in the UK. So what can we do to not be part of the problem? Consider donating your used costume to a charity thrift store. Keep your costume and try planning a costume swap with friends and family for next year. Consider choosing a DIY costume for next Halloween, as many of the costumes bought online contribute to fast fashion pollution and are largely made of plastic, only to be worn once. Halloween may be over, but it's never too early to start planning for the next one. Reporting for Our News and reminding you to put sustainability first, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Still to come in Our News, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was November 2nd. Then in Our News at 7:30, still undecided. West GB residents say they are still weighing the options for a new representative in the upcoming by-election. Plus, reaction tonight on the planned demolition of 2 shantytown communities next Monday. The decades-long issue comes into focus when Our News returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus,
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was November 2nd. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history in 1908, Royal Bank of Canada opened its first branch in the Bahama Islands. At the time, the bank was situated in Nassau between Frederick and Charlotte Streets. Then in 1910, Charles Walpole Sawyer was born in Savannah Sound, Eleuthera. Sawyer was an educator for over 50 years. In 1975, a primary school on New Providence was named in his honor. Sawyer died on June 14, 1986. He was 85. Then November 2nd, 1917, Durward Randolph Knowles was born in Nassau. Knowles is a former sailor and Olympic gold and bronze medalist. He, along with Cecil Cook, won the first gold medal for the Bahamas at the 1964 Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. Knowles died on February 24, 2018. He was 100 years old. In 1957, the Bahamas Taxicab Union strike began on New Providence at what was then Nassau International Airport. Under the leadership of Sir Clifford Darling and others, the union blocked all traffic to and from the airport. The strike would later lead to the Bahamas General Strike of 1958 and was the first nationwide strike in the country. November 2nd, 1978, multi-medal winning track and field athlete Avard Moncur was born in Nassau. He has represented the Bahamas at the Olympic Games, World Championships, Commonwealth Games, Pan American Games, the Goodwill Games, and other international events. In 2001, he won a gold medal in both the 400 and 1600 meter relay at the World Championships in Canada. And fast forward to 2018, when Bahamas Power and Light signed a memorandum of understanding with Shell North America for a new liquefied natural gas plant at Clifton Pier. The signing came 6 months after the Minnis administration selected Shell as the preferred bidder to help solve BPL's power generation issues. Well, it's Veterans Month, so you've probably seen tables with poppies for sale, all symbolizing the remembrance season. While many choose to buy a poppy, they often are left wondering, where exactly does the money from those poppy sales go? Well, we got to see the answer to that question in action as chairman of the British Legion Bahamas branch, Adina Monroe Charlo, drove around Nassau, making deliveries to veterans and widows.
The funds that are raised from poppies, we use those funds to purchase the groceries during the rest of the year. You know, you only see the poppies once a year, and then you would say, where does this money go? Well, that's your money. We purchase groceries every 3 weeks for the registered veterans and widows who live on the island of New Providence. We normally give a little extra to those on the family islands so that they can purchase their groceries where they live.
But it's not just delivering the groceries and pensions. The chairman tells us part of the job is all about providing companionship.
The older they get, the longer they want you to stay and talk. So some days we could start at 1:30, but we may spend 30 minutes with the veteran. And then we go to another house, and the widow wants us to stay for 30 minutes instead of 15. So that is a part of our job, which is patience, and we enjoy it. And we look forward to seeing them, and they look forward to seeing us.
All right, what a wonderful and admirable effort. If you want to see that story again, and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs. That's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Megan Shepard with the latest headlines. And Megan, I just want to send a shout out to Miss Monroe Charlo. She sent us these. I don't know if you got yours.
Got mine.
But this is... these are on sale now, and it also helps that effort that we just heard there in that story. I just want to read this really quickly. It says, show your support, become a member of the Legion. is the foremost veteran support and community service organization. So you can pick these up at Lowe's. All right.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kendino. Well, West Grand Bahama residents say they are still weighing the options for a new representative. Plus, reaction to planned shantytown demolitions. Here are your latest headlines. Ahead on our news tonight, weighing the options. Residents in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituencies still undecided on where to mark their X in the November 22nd by-election. Plus, a deeper dive. Our Joshua Williams talks exclusively with an immigration consultant and activist as 2 shanty towns are slated for demolition. Also tonight, the F&M chairman calling for clarity on the relationship between FTX and the Davis family. And later, industrial action could be coming soon for the Union of Public Officers. Our news live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
I get it. You can order stuff on ournews.bs and pay for it online.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Online is just the first step.
They have next weekday delivery in Nassau, Monday to Friday.
What if I don't live in Nassau?
Ournews.com will send it to the mailbox.
What if I don't want nobody knowing where I live?
They have a store.
What if I don't want to come inside because I don't like air conditioning?
They have a drive-thru.
If you love ournews.com so much, why don't you just marry it?
If Wim Auto starts selling fries, we're gonna have to reassess this entire relationship.
Hey, get ready for the new Charlie Bahama season. First, we're going to have Pauline Davis, our golden girl. Also, our amazing Jazz Chisholm, who plays with the Miami Marlins. And some of the Dolphin and Marlin players are going to be on the show also. And we're going to be going hiking the world. We're going to Cuba and some of the out islands. So I got to get my bikini bod in shape, you know, so I'm working out here.
The Charlie Bahama new season kicks in Monday, November 6th, right here on Cable Bahamas, channel 212.
Come on, G's, pick it up. We got a lot to do. All right.
This is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Welcome to our news and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Megan Shepard. With the by-election set for November 22nd, election fever is heating up. But how are voters on the ground feeling? Our Italia Hall is in Grand Bahama and spoke with residents. Here's that report.
The Our News team moving through the community of West Grand Bahama today to speak with residents about the upcoming by-election. Now, when talking to some residents, they say that they are registered to vote in the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency, but it appears as if a lot of residents are undecided.
All my life that I could have been able to vote, I've never let nobody know who I'm voting for. This term, I'm not sure if I'm going to vote this time.
I'm registered, but I'm not voting.
Why are you not voting?
Because they're having too much promises and things and giving me just run around, and it don't make no sense. Let me just vote for Christ, because I don't believe in none of them.
Which party do a better job? Well, I can't say, yeah. Right now, this party, all parties do the same thing to me, because right now what's going on, playing things, but the next party start, the other party don't want to finish it.
Now, we've seen the Progressive Liberal Party and Free National Movement beef up their campaigns in recent days, but some feel the rallies are ineffective.
The people don't already make up their mind what they're going to do, so it's not convincing the people. Maybe the ones who looking for a little handout. Me, I'm not looking for no handout. I well substantial. I don't need no parties to give me nothing.
They get the people going for a little drink, a little eat, and after that, they disappear.
And these residents say there's not been much improvement over the years.
Look at the place. We don't have a hospital. We don't have an ambulance. You have to come away to Freeport times you reach the West End, you've been dead. Huh? And West End is the capital of the whole Grand Bahama. It is sad to see these people from years and years doing these things. And we're supposed to eat that and chew that up.
Roll says he's not surprised some aren't interested in voting.
I'm in my 60s, and all my life I've been voting for one party except last election. And certain people came to my place and say such and such a thing. And
Reporting in Grand Bahama for Our News, I'm Italia Hall.
Thanks, Italia. Well, meantime, Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands is calling for answers after it was revealed in a U.S. court that disgraced FTX founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried met with Prime Minister Philip Davis's son, Christopher Davis, and provided courtside NBA game tickets to the Prime Minister. Dr. Sands is asking for transparency in the matter.
Under oath, at the risk of perjury, he claims to have provided the Prime Minister of the Bahamas and his wife FTX seats courtside at a Miami Heat game. He was also asked whether the Prime Minister had asked him to hire his son and a few other things. We ask whether this is true. Say it ain't so. We would like to know whether it's a new day or a better day, and what happened to the accountability and transparency that used to be promised in the blueprint for pain.
In a statement last night, the Office of the Prime Minister revealed the Prime Minister's son is the founder of a non-profit organization called Sankofa Flamingo, which strengthens Bahamian ties to historical roots in Africa and promotes Junkanoo in Africa. In fall of 2022, the non-profit was exploring using NFT or non-fungible tokens to benefit Junkanoo artists, straw vendors, and others. As a result, Davis met with Bankman-Fried, but the statement said he nor his organization received any funding as a result of the meeting. Sands says there are other questions for the Prime Minister.
We want to know whether our Prime Minister used his office to benefit people near and dear to him like his son. Did other cabinet ministers abuse their power and privilege with FTX? We want to know whether cabinet officials and other government officials had inside information and cashed out of FTX before it failed so spectacularly.
And now to some sad news tonight. A diplomat, teacher, and a public servant has died. The family of Alma Adams making the sad announcement early this morning. Adams served in the Senate from 1987 to 1992, was the Consul General in Miami, Florida for the Bahamas from 2002 to 2008, and was the Bahamas' ambassador to Cuba from 2012 to 2017. Former Chief Parliamentary Clerk Maurice Tynes recalls growing up with Adams as their families were very close.
I got to know Alma again because when she taught at St. Anne's, my daughters were in school and she taught them Spanish. So we kind of ignited that acquaintance again. And then when she was appointed to the Senate in 1987, and I worked with her for 5 years while she was there.
Tynes notes that while education was the center of her heart, she took her appointment to the Senate very seriously. He shares how he believes she should be remembered.
Well, I think she ought to be remembered for the totality of her service to the Bahamian people. Firstly, as an educator, as a politician, and as a foreign diplomat. Education was her primary focus. You know, she was a politician at heart and very loyal to her political party. But Alma was a very, very generous and friendly person.
An immigration consultant for the Davis administration and activist is weighing in on the impending demolition of 2 shanty towns here in New Providence. Our Joshua Williams tells us what he has to say.
With the demolition of the Cool Acres and All Saints Way shanty towns expected to begin Monday, November 6, immigration consultant and activist Louis Georges says he understands the government's reasoning behind the exercise.
This has been a lingering issue for the country, for Bahamians, for homeowners and the areas adjacent to or next to the informal settlements. It's an environmental issue. It's a housing issue. It is a huge issue, all right, and it's been lingering now for decades.
But Georges does admit he's concerned about Demolition Day.
It seems that there are still some uncertainties as to what will happen and where people will end up going. I don't know if immigration plans to arrest everyone that is a migrant, whether they have legal status or not. What happens to those individuals? Maybe the Haitian churches step in, but I don't necessarily see that happening.
Georges has been vocal in the past on issues involving the Haitian community. However, he has this question.
Where is the Haitian embassy in all of this? What are they doing? What are they saying? Maybe you guys should interview them. The Haitian embassy should be working alongside the government to see how best they'll be able to assist their citizens.
George is also taking issue with those employers who employ Haitian nationals that are not properly housed.
They're trying to preach this to the Haitian people in that your employer, if you're here on a work permit, is supposed to ensure that you have suitable living accommodations. And so the employers, where do they come in? Will they be contacted? Are they assisting their employees to find suitable housing? And so there's still so many questions right now that are left unanswered.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
Thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, overcast and cool conditions outside our studios today. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with your first look at temperatures. Good evening, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Megan. A happy Thursday evening, everybody. Another breezy evening setting up for us on the outside. Cloudy conditions, winds really whipping up out there. Northeast at 28 miles per hour. Your temperature right now is 78, and those winds are making it feel like a comfortable 76 on the outside. Satellite and radar composite showing a lot of moisture coming out of the Caribbean and across the central and southeast Bahamas. Front boundary now falling stationary or slowing down across the central Bahamas. Should get into the southeast Bahamas later on this evening, but we still have some cloud mass behind. That's going to provide us with some cloudy, partly cloudy to cloudy conditions, as well as that stiff northeasterly winds. That will be picking up some moisture, so we're looking at a few spotty showers moving across the area. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. A look at the extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, employees of NIB holding a strike poll today. They say they simply want what they're owed. Plus, to increase or not increase, the issue of whether to raise public bus fares to be heard before a December town hall meeting. And are you an artist or cultural lover? Well, tonight we'll introduce you to the newest spot at the Nassau Cruise Port when Our News returns.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mixed together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Collect verse access is as easy as grab a collect, scan a collect. Open your camera app, focus on the QR code.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication.
You're watching Our News. Welcome back. Industrial action could be coming soon for the Union of Public Officers. The union, comprising of National Insurance Board workers, holding a strike pole just across from NIB headquarters on Blue Hill Road. Union President Nadia Vanderpool says issues such as payment increases and promotions have lasted for over a year now.
One in particular is the merit pay increase that was due to the members since 2020. And that payment was done, but it was not done correctly. So there is a period where the members were not paid at the correct rate. Another issue is the incorrect promotion increment that is being given to the members, and that has been happening since 2019. We've been meeting with the executive board for, like I said, over a year, trying to get these matters resolved. To date, we've still come to no conclusion, no decisiveness as to when these matters will be resolved.
If the majority votes in favor of a strike, the union will then be able to apply for a strike certificate. Vanderpool understands the consequences of shutting down one of the nation's most important government arms. However, she says members simply want what's owed to them.
We are fighting for what is rightfully ours. It's an entitlement. It's something that is already agreed upon in the industrial agreement. So what you see out here today is a result of a lot of frustration, a lot of meetings and times back and forth trying to get a matter resolved. And so now we're only left to do what we have to do. That is the only thing that the union is asking, is that we come to a resolve and that we want them to operate in a spirit of transparency.
A public town hall to decide whether public bus fare should increase is expected to take place within the first 2 weeks of December. That's according to Transport Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis, who reiterated today that an increase cannot take place without it. The minister telling media the public town is currently being organized.
The public town hall would be for us to engage with the public, to talk them to the process of transformation and other things that we'll have to roll out in the industry to make sure that the service to the public is also satisfactory, and it's not just an increase that comes on the backs of the Bahamian public without providing them the service they're asking for. And so it's a combination of things that's happening.
The Transport Minister adding once the public discussion takes place, the increase could be rolled out as early as the first quarter of 2024. Creative community and anyone with an interest in Bahamian art and culture can now call the Gallery and Wine Bar their new go-to spot. Located within the newly redeveloped Nassau Cruise Port, the space aims to change the perspective of what Bahamian culture encompasses. Partner and curator Antonius Roberts says they want to expand beyond the typical souvenirs as Bahamian experiences.
When you visit a country, we believe that people visit a country to learn more about that country. So the Gallery and Wine Bar, even though we are trying to establish a creative economy, we also want to be that one-stop.
The gallery and wine bar also has a resident artist and will be open to partnering with other local artists in the future.
Her name is Alex Robinson, and she has bravely accepted the invitation to work in the space. So there's a studio space that is set up, and it's supposed to be an interactive space.
And when it comes to the bar component of the name,
we want people to also be able to sit, not only just have wine, but maybe just have a little bit of a taste of Bahamian drinks and spirits as well.
Robert's adding that the space aims to be multi-purpose.
So you will probably find a spoken word artist in here. You'll probably find a jazz musician in here. Or you will probably just find some dancers, or you can come and experience yoga, or you can come and learn, take some art classes in this space. And so when people come into this space, they go, wow, this is not a typical space.
Board Director Christy Maurer adding tourists are always fascinated to see the work created by Bahamian artists.
I think it's a wonderful place for tourists to see what the Bahamian artists are capable of, and for them to, market their products and just really broaden the opportunity for others to see and enjoy their works.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
We've got high school volleyball action in Grand Bahama, and we catch up with a few Bahamians in the NBA. Don't go anywhere. Our Sports is coming up next.
And we are just hours away from the weekend as a cold front moves through the islands. Greg is back to tell us how this may impact your outdoor weekend plans when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Welcome back. The high school volleyball finals wrap up in Grand Bahama, and a couple of Bahamians helped their teams to win in the NBA. Here's our Tage Adderley with a check on sports.
Welcome to Our Sports. I'm Tage Adderley. We begin by taking you up north for some high school volleyball.
The league for the junior girls and the senior girls, they were separated into division, into pools. So we had the East versus the West. And so after the regular season, the top 4 teams would advance to quarterfinals and playoffs. And from that, we would have had these 4 teams to championship.
That's Sandra Lang, Assistant Secretary for the Grand Bahama Secondary Schools Athletics Association, talking about this week's volleyball championships. The boys' championships already wrapped up before midterms, with St. George's beating Lucaya International School for the senior boys title. Lucaya International beat 8 Mile Rock to take the junior boys division. They added to that by sweeping the junior and senior girls divisions. The school's coach, Atoy Williams, is proud of his students' commitment to winning.
Actually, it started from like last year. After they lost the soccer championship, they came back around and they said, Mr. Williams, you want to do good in volleyball, help us out. And I was like, all right, then no problem. If you meet me halfway, I'll meet you halfway. And they actually met me halfway, and I'm very proud of the progress that they've made.
Congratulations to our new champs in Grand Bahama. Now we're going to move things over to the court, where a few Bahamians saw action in the association last night, including a wild game winner. DeAndre Ayton recorded another double-double to help his Portland Trailblazers get a second straight win. This one came against the Detroit Pistons, 110-101. The big man had 16 points and 11 rebounds, and he locked up to the tune of 5 steals and a block to help the Blazers get the win. Buddy Hield came off the bench to get 7 points, grab 5 rebounds, and dish out 4 assists as his Pacers were blown out by the Boston Celtics, 155-104. And Klay Thompson scored 14 points, 2 of which came on an incredible Kobe-esque pull-up at the elbow with no time left to win the game, 102-101 against the Sacramento Kings. Now it's a long season and it's just getting started, so be sure to follow us on our socials for the latest updates on Bahamians in the NBA. That's all for sports today.
On the other side of this break, meteorologist Greg Thompson is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Stick with us.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer service that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focus Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up fast.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product.
Welcome back to Our News, and thanks for sticking with us. On the Record starts in about 2 minutes, but first, we hope you're enjoying the cooler temperatures on the outside this evening. Whether or not it's going to last throughout the rest of the week, well, meteorologist Greg Thompson is back with the answers.
Yeah, thanks again, Megan, and welcome back, everybody, for our final check of weather. Front boundary now into the central Bahamas with lots of moisture associated with it. That disturbance in the Western Caribbean is pumping some of that moisture across the area. High pressure is building in behind that, is providing us with some very strong winds, gusting to gale force across most of the northwest Bahamas earlier today, and it should continue through tonight before the winds start to subside somewhat, and we will continue to watch this frontal boundary side towards the south and into the southeast Bahamas by tonight. Across the Western Caribbean, we are still watching that area. The National Hurricane Center giving that about a 30% chance for formation. Rather disorganized, but is expected to continue moving towards the west. It should move into Central America during the weekend and early part of next week. So we're not going to continue to watch this too much, but we will still see some of that moisture moving across that area. That's going to provide us with some unsettled weather across the central part, and the southeast Bahamas. Clearing skies across the northwest Bahamas, but that high pressure system will remain with us through at least tomorrow and possibly even into the weekend. Boating conditions. We're asking you beachgoers and your boaters to stay out of the water. Winds are going to be out of the northeast to east at 20 to 25 knots. They will be gusting to near gale force at times across the northwest Bahamas. Sea is very rough, 5 to 8 feet in sheltered areas, but up to 12 feet along the Atlantic exposures. Tide is presently low. Will be high at 13 minutes past midnight, with your next low tide at 6:13 in the morning. For the southeast Bahamas, we have an advisory posted for you guys down there. Easterly winds 15 to 20 knots, gusting at times. Seas running 4 to 6 feet, but up to 8 feet along Atlantic exposures. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, that front boundary will linger around our area for at least another couple of days, so we're keeping some showers in the forecast, possibly even an isolated thunderstorms, but by early next week we expect things to start clearing out. but those temperatures will remain rather nice. They're in the low to mid 80s during the daytime, and we're looking for low to mid 70s during the night. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Thanks, Greg, and thank you so much for joining us for Our News Tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepherd. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Until then, have a safe and wonderful evening. On the Record starts right now.